The image of the glamorous wartime spy, smoky cafes, daring escapes, makes for great cinema, but it's far from reality. For Nancy Wake, espionage was brutal, exhausting, and defined by constant fear. Her legend was built on grit and relentless dedication. The real story is in the daily terror, betrayals, and endless days hiding, hungry and hunted. The Gestapo called her the White Mouse for her elusiveness, but it was meticulous planning and endurance. She outmaneuvered a ruthless enemy through discipline and mental fortitude. Nancy Wake's heroism was forged in adversity, not effortless talent. She saw the rise of Nazism and chose to fight, becoming an extraordinary agent of resistance. Her story is a lesson. True heroism is found in the lonely struggle for freedom. The myth of the effortless spy does her a disservice. The reality is far more powerful. Nancy Wake's journey began as a journalist in 1930s Europe, witnessing Nazi brutality firsthand. It wasn't just politics, it was personal, fueling her hatred for fascism and her resolve to act. In Marseille, she became a resistance courier, learning evasion and survival under constant threat. Hunted by the Gestapo, she escaped France over the Pyrenees. In Britain, she was no novice. She was a seasoned operative. SOE training refined her skills, transforming her into a combat leader. Nancy Wake returned to France not just to help, but to lead the fight. She became the Resistance's fiercest weapon. Back in France, Wake's mission was to organize and arm the Maquis in Auvergne. She was strategist, logistics officer, and frontline commander, mastering guerrilla warfare. Her doctrine: constant movement. Static cells were easy targets, so her fighters stayed mobile, evading 22,000 German troops. This demanded endurance. Her fighters lived off the land, always on the move. Wake led by example, famously cycling 500 kilometers to restore lost communications. Every supply drop was meticulously planned, every move calculated to outwit the Gestapo. She used disinformation to mislead the enemy, turning evasion into an active weapon. Her tactics tied down thousands of German troops, weakening their response to the Normandy landings. Wake's doctrine proved that mobility and resilience could outmatch superior numbers. In guerrilla warfare, not being found is as powerful as any weapon. The White Mouse rewrote the rules of resistance. Wake's victories came at a terrible cost, both to herself and to the civilians around her. German reprisals for Maquis actions were brutal. Villages burned, innocents executed. Every attack risked savage retribution, forcing Wake to weigh strategic gains against horrific consequences. She made ruthless decisions, including executing suspected collaborators to protect her fighters. These were not acts of cruelty, but grim necessities in total war. The personal toll was immense. Her husband Henri was captured, tortured, and executed by the Gestapo. Wake's fight was fueled by personal loss and the knowledge that every victory carried a heavy price. The Resistance's effectiveness wasn't just in enemy casualties, but in their ability to endure moral and psychological burdens. Their story is not one of simple heroism, but of complex, costly choices. The legacy is dual, heroic defiance and a sobering reminder of war's true cost. The real price of freedom was paid in sacrifice and sorrow. Nancy Wake's life forces us to look past wartime myths and confront the realities of resistance. Her leadership and innovations in guerrilla tactics were born from desperation, not glamour. Her story corrects the record, showing the true cost and complexity of heroism. Wake's endurance and sacrifices reveal the human toll behind every victory. True respect comes from acknowledging both her triumphs and her tragedies. Her methods have shaped modern resistance doctrine, proving one determined leader can change history. Remembering Wake is an act of honesty, honoring the full spectrum of her experience. These stories teach resilience, leadership, and the price of freedom. Their legacy endures, not as myth, but as a testament to the human spirit. The White Mouse's lessons remain vital today.